everyone, and welcome to the Christmas and More in July virtual fabric show. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Stephanie Sheridan, and I will be your host. So, we are welcoming some of our social stars to share projects that they have created that are perfect for gift giving with our fall and winter themed fabric collections. And we're doing them now in July, so you have plenty of time to work on them between now and the holidays. So you'll be all prepared. During the show, if you have a question, please place it in the Q&A box that you see along the bottom of your screen. We'll get to a Q&A portion of the show at the end of the panelist presentations. And also, if while you're watching the show, you fall in love with a fabric collection, because I know all of us have, and I'm sure you will as well, please visit our website, benartex.com, to see more about the fabrics and to find a shop that has the fabrics near you. We have a store locator, and you can use that to find a specific collection or any shop that carries Benartex near you. And just a note that all of the fabrics that our social stars are using today are in stock in stores now. So tomorrow, or maybe even this evening, you can run out and get your favorite collection from today. So with that being said, it's time to start our show. Our first social star today is known for her groovy vibe and her very retro style. I bet you can guess which one we're talking about. Maude MacDonald used the beautiful Harvest collection, the beautiful, beautiful Harvest collection, to create an amazing dress that is perfect for the fall season and beyond. Let's take a quick look at the fabrics, and then Maude can share her project with you. All right, Maude, thanks for joining us today.
Okay, great. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Okay. And Stephanie, would you let me know if you could see this? All right, thank you so much. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here at the Holidays in July Social Stars show. This is my first one and I had a ton of fun bringing this together, and so I hope you enjoy my presentation. For those who don't know me, I am Maude MacDonald, otherwise known as the Retro Quilter. And if you guessed that I like retro and I like to quilt, well, then you would be absolutely right. I love both styles. I live it, I wear it, I sew it, all of the things. Here's some examples of my work. On the left, I have my very popular retro daisy pattern. This is an applique pattern, so you can slap a daisy on anything. It can be 3D, lots of possibilities. And on the right is my 70s sun pattern, which just might be one of the fastest patterns you'll ever make, I promise you. Both of these patterns are in current and up in our text lookbooks, so be on the lookout for the lookbooks. I also have a book coming out very soon called Retro Quilt, and so please be on the lookout for that as well if you like quilting in retro style like me. So when I was brought to this project that we had to do a gift for the holidays and all the things, I kind of thought first two things. One, what about a gift to yourself? And two, parties. Because there's always a party around the holidays, especially Christmas time. And so when I thought parties, I'm like, well, what am I going to wear? So I decided to make a dress and I landed on the Maria dress by Charm Patterns. So Charm Patterns is actually run by the woman in the yellow. She goes by Gertie. And all of her patterns are essentially from the 40s to the 60s styles. And then one of the reasons why I chose this particular dress is that it is very beginner friendly. I'm not a hugely experienced apparel and garment maker. I mostly do quilts. It has a lot of options as well. There are 3 sleeve options. So in these 2 examples, you can see the short sleeves. There's also a 3/4 length sleeve. And there's this really neat lantern sleeve that kind of bellows out at the elbow. It's very cool. There's also an optional collar, which you can see in the girl in the green, and a belt. Now, I will say I did a belt, and I did have a bit of trouble finding a belt buckle. So maybe you look for that before you commit to cutting the fabric, just saying. Another reason why I chose this pattern specifically is because it does have a wide size range from sizes 2 to 34. And if you would like to take a screenshot, that is the link below. The collection that I chose was very fall oriented, but I can very much see a lot of these prints used in other seasons. It's called The Beautiful Harvest by Shannon Roberts. And on the left, and you saw in that wonderful little video beforehand, all of the prints, but I'm just going to highlight a few here for you. So I thought all of these would make such beautiful Maria dresses. The one on the left with the words, it does look like it could be a directional print, but it's not. So I included it there. I was so close to choosing the yellow print with the apples. It's so dang cute. And it might look like dots on the screen, but they're actually little tiny ditsy flowers and they're so cute. I don't know if anyone has seen the Wes Anderson film Fantastic Mr. Fox, but the Mama Fox wears a dress in a very close print of this apples. And I thought, oh my gosh, you could actually make a dress with this fabric and it would make for such a cute dress, but also a very fun costume. Here are some more fabrics that I thought would look really modern with the Maria dress. I really got to say that I love pairing modern and contemporary fabrics with a retro pattern. I just think it makes for beautiful, beautiful outfits. And I could see all of these being worn with like a cardigan, some layers. I can just see it right now. It'd be super cute. Now, these ones would be directional, so you would need some extra fabric for those. And if you're just not into making apparel or dresses, I just wanted to highlight the beautiful panel that is included in this collection as well. So the print that I decided to go with is called Pastel Plaid. And here are all the colorways that it includes. I really think that you could have one per season, honest to goodness. You could have yellow for summer. I would totally have one of each in my closet. Um, when it came down to choosing what color for me, oh, thank you. It came between rust and forest. And I adore the little yellow sort of peekaboo in there in the forest print. But I ended up choosing rust only because I have a lot of green dresses I found. Um, so here is my dress. I actually have it on today. And I just thought it was such a perfect pairing. The print very much screams tweed, Chanel, 50s. I just thought it was perfect. And I feel like this is a dress that I can wear to any event in autumn. I could wear it on Halloween, giving out candy at the door. I could absolutely wear this to any Christmas party. I am ready to go. I could even walk out the door in it and be completely fine because we all know that our Benartex fabric is beautiful and light. So these are all front versions of the dress. And I did want to mention as well that I did have to choose a different size bodice to the skirt. And that was actually easy to incorporate. So if you have concerns of mixing sizes, it was not a problem. Here is the dress, just lying flat. And if you've got a good eye, you can see there on the left that I did serge some of the pieces. I've only gotten a serger just fairly recently. And for some of it, it's lovely to have, but I want you to know that it's not necessary to have as well. I have made this dress before without a serger and it wasn't a problem. The middle picture, I hope you can see there's, I don't know what it's called, but there's a little flap that goes over the zipper. And I just thought that that was such a real professional little zhuzhing of the dress. And it made me feel like I was a very, I don't know, I felt like a very professional garment maker pulling that one off, let me tell you. But it was just a nice little thing to include. And yeah, I just really feel so special and I feel like $1,000,000 wearing it. So thank you so much, everyone, for staying with me for my presentation. I hope you've enjoyed my dress, my make, and of course the Benartex fabric. If you would like to hang out some more with me, you can find me at theretroquilter.com, on all of the socials at the Retro Quilter. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Maude. And you look absolutely adorable in your dress. And
Oh,
yeah, do you give us a twirl?
I forgot to say it's got pockets.
That's what everyone was commenting, was that, yay, pockets.
It's got pockets, yes.
Who doesn't love a dress with pockets, right?
It's kind of a rule.
You have to have somewhere to put your lipstick and your car keys.
All the things, yes.
All right, well, thank you again, Maude. And next up we have Siobhan Fitzpatrick, who loves to use simple traditional blocks and create vibrant and modern quilt designs. She has a cozy quilt using our Winter Wonders comfort flannel to share with you all. First the fabrics, and then we'll hear from Siobhan. Siobhan, tell us all about that lovely quilt that's behind you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Siobhan. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I was having a little issue with my mute button. Hi, folks. I'm Siobhan. I'm with CDM 365 Studios, and I'm based in New Jersey. And if you've been following along with me, you know that I promised to reveal a totally new pattern today and some fun bonuses for you. So first, I want to talk about the fabric a little bit. I always love working with comfort flannel. It's the perfect fabric for winter. It's something you can just wrap yourself up in and feel comfortable and fun. And I also got it because, and this may sound a little strange, but my cats absolutely love texture and they love quilts, and they never get to have any of the quilts I make. So this one is for them. So I made sure I got something with extra texture for them. But I wanted to show you a couple of the fabrics that I used. And what I love about this collection is it really is winter. It's not holiday specific. It has, if you can see here, all these really adorable snowmen. And they come dressed in all different outfits. It comes with different snowflakes. This is part of the backing. Nice little trimmed bit. And for all of those out there like me who love a really fun selvage edge, this is what's on the edge of the mittens. So it's all the fabrics, it's all the colors in the fabrics done with the little snowflakes. One of my personal favorites. Love those extra little details. So we're going to start with one of the bonus items, and then we're going to build from there. So one of the things I love to do when I'm gifting a quilt is to make pillowcases to go with them. Because that way you have something that matches and it's really nice and easy. And this was great because the plaid fabric makes a beautiful body for the case, and you have so many different options for the cuff. I will make a note though, this is my fault. I wasn't thinking. The extra trim on it, if you're doing it with the flannel is a lot thicker. And doing the extra trim gets very difficult when you come to doing the final seam. So if you're working with the flannel, you might not want to do the trim. But otherwise, go for it. I use the burrito method, and it works fantastically. So let me switch over. I just have to share my screen. As we pop up. Sorry, everything's running just a little bit slowly. There we go. Nope, that didn't work right. Fingers crossed.
There it
Okay.
is.
So this is the Knots of Love quilt, and it's inspired by Celtic knot designs. It's incredibly beginner friendly. The only real technique that you have to learn is the stitch and flip corner method, and there are detailed instructions in the pattern. And there's actually instructions for two different sizes in the pattern, 72 by 72 and an 88 by 88. So depending on what you're feeling like, you have a lot of options. And so this is also one of my favorite things to do. You make the pillowcase and you wrap the quilt in the pillowcase. It's very eco-friendly. You don't have to worry about trying to find a gift bag that's actually the right size to fit a quilt, because I think we've all been down that road. Not easy to do. And you also don't have to worry about the quilt weighing too much and snapping the bag. And then the bag's also totally practical because it's a pillowcase. Now let's get a full view. And so this is the quilt in its entirety. It's very simple. It just uses 3 fabrics. And I used a 4th one for the backing. But if you have one that you really love from the front, go ahead, use it for the back. Have fun. But the best part about this is it's extremely simple. You start off with 2 basic blocks, and then you just keep building up with those 2 blocks, which is one of my favorite things to do with beginner patterns. Okay. Oops. And so where else can you find me? Well, I am doing 2 different things with Benartex right now. I am doing a mystery quilt along that's using several of their solids. We are getting close to finishing up on that, but we're doing a big giveaway at the end. And I will tell you that that pattern is going in the vault when the Swill Sew Along is done. So if you're interested in that, you got to jump on it today. And then I'm also involved in the Tour de Fabric, and I'm doing with them a quilt along for the Final Frontier pattern. And you can get more information on all of that at my website, which is right here. And for the next 48 hours, I am running a special on all my patterns. If you use the code 2025, yes, as in the year 2025, you can get 25% off all my patterns, including the new one, Knots of Love.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all
So
of that,
thank you.
Siobhan. We really appreciate you being here and sharing your beautiful quilt and the special deal. And your quilt along, I can't wait to see the finished quilt. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm anxiously awaiting the mystery quilt reveal. All right, so we'll move along now to Reese Ortolani, and I say her last name wrong all the time, and I'm so sorry, Reese. Did I get it right this time?
You did get it right this time. That's okay. You know, that's what happens when you marry an Italian.
But Reese has always had a creative spirit that she inherited from her mother. She also loves creating with pre-cuts and has used a fat quarter bundle of the Enchanted Forest collection to make the cutest book cover. We'll start by watching a quick video of the fabrics, and then Reese can tell us more about them.
everyone. My name is Reese Ortolani, and you can find me on Hurricane Reese Quilty Stitches. If you just put that in the Google search bar, you can find all my different social medias. And when it came to picking of making a gift, I think of quilters who are really busy and they want to make something quick to pass out for different holidays. And so I grabbed something from my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of shorts just to make it easy to follow along. And I chose to make a book cover. It seems like, especially during COVID time, so many people were doing a lot of reading, and I love book covers myself. So I did use the Enchanted Forest by Andy Metz, and I thought they were beautiful fabrics. I love the feel of cotton. I thought that even though, it's more of a fall fabric line, the colors you can really just use any time of the year. They really are beautiful, and they have a very nice sheen and silky feeling. And I love Benartex fabrics. So I picked one of my books to put in for a demonstration for the book cover. And I did get the beautiful Fat Quarter Bundle that had 16 different SKUs. So what I thought I would do to utilize more than just a couple is to do some piecework. So if you can really piece together any type of design that you want. I also have a little house block because I was able to fussy cut, and a lot of quilters love fussy cutting, so I was able to put the little owl there in a little house block. And then I just added different fabrics to make sure that I was able to go at least 2 inches all the way around my book when it's open. You can use any book for a guide, make it a little bit bigger so you can change out different books. And so I just pieced it together with a little house block, and I thought that it would make a nice gift to show. And I decided to go ahead and include some bookmarks for the pages. And this is also a quick tutorial, and you can just use 2.5-inch squares. And then I show how to fold it up and use pinking shears to make it look like a holly leaf, like if you're making it for Christmas. And you can sew or use a little glue gun, just for embellishments with some little buttons. And if you make it large enough, you can just reuse the same paper clips and put your, little design of your little bookmark ears on top. So, really, I didn't do anything as elaborate as all you other wonderful quilters, and I really feel blessed to be here. You are all so very talented. But I decided to go ahead and choose something small. For us busy quilters, we get usually we have this list of some other people that we have to give gifts to at the end of the year, and I thought it'd be something quick and simple to be able to make for everyone who has that special someone at the end of the year to give to.
Thanks, Reese. And everyone's asking, can you hold up the book cover up
Yes.
a little bit higher so we can, there, perfect. Maybe a little closer.
Okay.
There we go. Now we can see the whole thing. Fantastic. And I'd love to get another quick look at the, oh, that is so cute. I love how you just pieced all the different fabrics in. It looks so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, you can really just go to town on your favorite, fabrics and just sew them all together into a big rectangle, and then use whatever book that you want to cut around it. And you just flip in the insides to make the pockets. And there's a short video to, show you how to do that. So all the patterns are free. And the little bookmarks are just 2.5-inch squares that you just fold up, and you use pinking shears to make the edges look cute. So they're very simple and easy to put together, and they make great, stocking stuffers as well. So yeah.
Those are great. And then just great big paper clips.
Yes, big gold paper clips, that you purchase on your favorite delivery system. Um, I love having things delivered to the house. So yeah, yeah, you can find them anywhere, very inexpensive, on all of those websites, that give free delivery.
Great. Thanks so much, Reese.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to take a short break, and it is time for a poll. So we're going to pop a question up on the screen. And if you could please answer this question, for those of you that are here live with us in Zoom, answer the question and you'll have a chance to win a fabulous fabric surprise. All right, we'll give everyone just another few seconds to answer the poll. Sorry, panelists, you can't answer the poll. You already got your fabulous fabric surprise with all of the fabric that we sent with the for your Christmas in July project. All right, and now we're going to we have a very fun and very exciting little sneak peek for you that we're going to share. It is an upcoming fabric collection that is truly magical. So how exciting is that, everyone? So you can see more of the fabrics on our website, and those fabrics will be coming to quilt shops near you later this year, early next year. So something exciting and fun to look forward to, right? So next we'll move on. Debby Kratovil is a prolific pattern designer that has been working with Benartex fabrics for over 20 years. And she blends tradition and whimsy to create amazing projects. She's actually created 2 projects to share with you today. Check out the fabrics in this video, and then Debby will give us all of the details. All right, Debby, tell us about what you made. Oh, Debby, you're on mute, I think.
Okay, I released
There we
myself.
go.
There we go. I'm Debby Kratovil. I've been on the professional quilting scene for 32 years. Yes, I started as a teenager. And I have enjoyed working with Benartex fabrics for 20 years. And I'm going to share my screen because as a teacher, I tend to like to show things rather than say things. And so I'm going to share my screen and tell you a bit about, let me see, here we go. share that about the collection I have. And well, I've lost my button here. Here we go, play. I gotta let go of this here. I wanna sorry, all the technology. I've been an unofficial Benartex ambassador since 2001. And I was an editor with Quilt Magazine for 14 of those years. And they partnered with us to bring gorgeous fabrics to our pages. And so the first collection I sewed with was fossil ferns. And that was in 2001. And my quilt called Royal Star made the cover of Big Block Quilts. And then it became the cover of my first book. And so fossil ferns, I still sew with them. They are just gorgeous. Let's see here. I've had 18 block-a-day calendars and 3 books, and that's lots of ways to play with fabric. And the quilt on the left was made with some Benartex fabrics. That was in one of my calendars. And the quilt on the right, on the cover of my 3rd book, was made with the Katie collection of Benartex. So I have always enjoyed working with those fabrics. Right now is a quilt called Dancing with the Flowers. It's in the current issue of the Fat Quarterly magazine, which is Benartex's magazine, and it's made with modern vintage treasured. Believe it or not, welcome to my 19th block-a-day calendar. C&T Publishers called me last year and said, please, will you do another calendar? I said, I don't know. But I made sure that I would include 3 blocks in December that would be for those who celebrate Hanukkah. And the Star of Hope is the free block on my blog. So I actually published it this morning. And so, but you can use any colors. So I asked for the keepsakes and harvest keepsakes. And those are Hope. I first stitched it using the, and I wanted to just see how the colors go. I liked it, and so I decided to make it using the 4 patches, flying geese. These are just beautiful fabrics. Another block for Hanukkah, none, but it just looked boring in 2 colors. And because I've sewn for the camera, which means sewn for publication for 32 years, sometimes just, if you don't block looks, you're not going to like the way 16 blocks look. And so it's good to work out your kinks with the first block. So I thought, do I make it all in blue or do I make it in blue and gold? Well, I decided to have the 3 colors. And I love the gold in this, and I love the dimension in these fabrics. And the 3rd Hanukkah block is the December 6th block. It's called Jerusalem. And the harvest fabrics I used for those, but I decided the center was going to be too boring with just the cream fabric. And so I introduced my 6-inch paper piece dreidel. I designed that probably 20 years ago. And so I thought, oh, it's 6 inches. Let's put it in the center of this block. But now let's come to some chickadees. And the second collection I chose is by Jackie Robinson. It's A Winter's Day. I have always enjoyed Jackie's fabrics. And when Stephanie gave us a bunch of choices of what fabrics we wanted to use, I said, oh, please, let me have Jackie Robinson's, because those fabrics just speak to me. They're not specific, they're not Christmas. They're winter. As you can see, you've got chickadees in the trees. You've got berries. These are not Christmas trees. They're just winter trees. And so I selected some trees from my new block-a-day calendar, and I'm going to show you those 2 trees. The December 3rd tree is the Yule tree. And this was a block that was first published in Quilt Magazine in 1999. And you've seen it online. I mean, it's not as though I owned the block, but it was copyrighted by my editor. But I switched it up a little bit with the trunk. And so the way I approached this was to use the light fabric and then the fern green. And I cut some squares of both the light and the dark. And I drew a line along the diagonal. And I sewed along both sides. And then I cut it apart. And now I've got the top of the tree. And I stitched horizontal rows. I was heading for 4 trees. Yes, I had a plan. Sometimes I sew and I don't have a plan. I just let the fabrics guide me along. We had dinner with some friends a couple of weeks ago, and she was asking me specifically what I do for a profession. And I told her that I was working as a project designer with fabric companies. And I told her what I did, and she said, "Oh, you're a fabric whisperer." I said, "Well, I guess I am. I hope my husband answers that phone." And so I let the fabrics tell me. So the 2 elements of the tree, stitched, and the chickadees like it. They liked it, but they wanted to be in the trees. So they said, let's become the top of the tree. And so I cut some triangles for the tree, for the top of the tree, but I didn't want the chickadees to fly sideways or upside down. So I used a triangle ruler to cut that. And then I used equinox for the trunk. And there's the block that I'll be using in the center of my quilt. And I first made it using Equinox, which are the blenders with Benartex. And so I cut the patches, squares, and triangles, and that's my sample block. So I made 4 9-inch blocks with the chickadees in the trees. That's where they wanted to be. They wanted to be in the trees, not next to the trees. And so I made 1 large star and pine block with a chickadee in the center tree. This collection also comes with a panel, and so I decided to use the 4 deer in the corners, and I sized them out with some red, so they also become 9-inch blocks. When you use panel motifs, it's really fun, and you let the panel and the fabric do all the work. This is a previous quilt that I made using Jackie's fabrics, and it inspired me, and I sewed until I was out of fabric. I even included the panel in the back. And there's my chickadees in the trees. 9-inch blocks, 1-inch sashing. You can find the pattern on my blog site. But here it is, A Winter's Day by Jackie Robinson. Again, it's not Christmas, it's very wintry. So you can check out my blog, debbykratovilquilts.blogspot.com. That's Debbie with a Y and not an IE. And that's it. Winter's Day by Jackie Robinson. Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
Let me stop my share. Okie doke.
All right, thank you so much, Debbie. And Debbie and I have been working together with Benartex fabrics since as long as I've been at Benartex, and she always makes the most beautiful projects. So thank you so much, Debbie, for all of that. Okay, so I have a question for everyone. Do you like scrappy quilts? Because if you like scrappy quilts like we like scrappy quilts, then you're going to love Jessica Vetor. She is a 5th-generation quilter who has made over 700 quilts. For this show, she focused on one of her crafty patterns rather than a quilty one, using our All Hallows Eve collection. We'll share a quick video, and then Jessica can show you what she's made. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica of Jessica Quilter, and I live in North Carolina with my husband and my son. And I have been sewing all my life and started quilting about 25 years ago. And I got bit by the quilt bug bad. I just fell in and haven't stopped since. About 10 years ago, I started to design patterns and discovered that my style is kind of organized, scrappy. I like a lot of prints, a lot of color, and typically most of my patterns will have that rainbow color fade look to them. A lot of my patterns are of the traditional patchwork design, and I love to start with pre-cut fabrics like the 10-inch, the 5-inch, and of course the 2.5-inch square. In addition to doing rainbow scrappy quilts, it seems that most of my patterns call to me to make a Halloween quilt. And I love the color palette of Halloween time, the purples, the blacks. I love little bats and ghosts. And so I always make a Halloween quilt. For today, I'm super excited to just be a part of the Benartex Ambassador Program so that I could show you a beautiful fabric line, All Hallows Eve. And I made a little tiny bundle here with some leftovers of his Jim Shore's beautiful artwork comes to life on our fabric. He has really been, I've just been a fan of his stuff for a long time. He always has little cute quilt blocks and this beautiful scroll work that he's known for. And the colors are bright and vibrant. And this is just me in a bundle. I love this fabric so much. So I thought what I would do today is share with you a few of my favorites from the line and then show you my project. So the first one is, I love this fabric stripe. A stripe is so great if you have all these prints on it because you can have the choice to go vertical or horizontal with your cuts. If you go horizontal, you can really fussy cut and get that stripe right where you want it to use it as a border effect or fussy cut for whatever project you're doing. And then if you go vertical, you're going to get a lot of print and it's a kind of a cheater. It looks like you've pieced all these lines and strips together, but you have actually just let the fabric do all that work for you. So I was really happy when I saw that this fabric line had this stripe and of course those cute little moons. So cute. In addition to that stripe, this also came, Jim Shore's had a panel. And I love using a panel in an unexpected way in a pattern, especially if the pattern doesn't call for a panel. I think, oh, I wonder if that panel will fit into this pattern. So I love doing that. And this one is particularly nice because you can see in between each of these blocks is a nice space. So I was able to really fussy cut this square and get it just the right size that I needed. And I'll show you a couple of those cute little guys. I love this crow so much. I think I need to name him. And then lastly is this purple ghost fabric. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you're going to know my favorite color is purple. And I love the background of this has that nice textury, quilty, geometric print in the background. And then on the ghost, you see that quintessential Jim Shore scroll work, which makes this ghost print really unique against other ghost fabrics. So I really was excited to work with this one. So for my project, I thought, why should the kids have all the fun during Halloween season? They get all the parties and all the candy. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to use my own tea wallet pattern to make tea wallets to share with everyone? So if you're not familiar with what a tea wallet is, it's a nice, slender, thin-lined wallet that you can make to store and carry your favorite tea flavors with you in these little pockets, and then it ties up and fits in your bag so that you can take it on the go. The ribbons can be anything from twine to cute little ribbon like I got at the craft store. And then after you assemble your wallet, you'll get these nice 6 pockets that hold quite a bit of tea and maybe some sugar packets if you're like me and need sugar. The outside for this one, I went ahead and used several of the pieces of All Hallows Eve to make a patchwork design. and then cut the pattern out from that patchwork piece. So I could get more than just one print. And then one of my favorite things is that the panel fit the pattern perfectly. So I was able to fussy cut those squares and use it for that outside piece. And then you get to choose 3 different prints for the inside of this wallet. So I had a lot of fun choosing multiple different colors so that there was a good variety within each wallet. Here's a couple more of the wallets. Cute little fussy cutting those faces, so it makes it really fun when you get those. I thought these would be great for teachers' gifts or passing out to your friends or as a hostess gift if you have a party to go to. And then this is the stripe one. So I was able to fussy cut that as well. And since the pumpkins were on the outside, I thought I would do the moons on the inside, give it a little bit of variety. And then of course the moon on the outside here. So these are just really fun to make. They're very quick and very addictive. So don't be surprised if you end up like me with a lot. I had a lot of fun making these and just choosing different outside pieces for each one. And I thought, okay, I think it's time to do a giveaway. So if you follow me on Instagram at Jessica Quilter, later this week, I'll have all the instructions for how you can win 2 of these, one for you, one for a friend. And if you want to check out this pattern, you can go to my website at jessicaquilter.com. And also Etsy, I'm on there as Jessica Quilter. I have PDF patterns there as well. And be watching for that giveaway so that you can share a little bit of All Hallows Eve by Jim Shore with your friends.
Thanks, Jessica. I'm gonna have to check out that giveaway because I have some tea lovers in my life that might like one of those.
That sounds perfect.
All right, and to wrap up this session, we have Monica Tita, a fashion and sewing blogger who loves all things DIY and crafty. We love the way she transforms our quilting cotton into wearable art. Monica chose to work with the classic look of the Holiday Tidings fabric collection. Let's take a quick peek at those fabrics, and then we'll hear from Monica about what she plans to create with it. Welcome, Monica. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Stephanie. Hello, everyone, and happy Christmas in July. My name is Monica Tetteh, and I'm known on social media as That's So Monica. And we're going to get right into it because I know I'm just the click away for you all to go buy the fabrics, right? So I'm going to be short, succinct, and sweet, and then get you excited about what you can do with this amazing Holiday Tidings collection. So I chose the collection first because, first of all, it screams Christmas to me. It screams Christmas. As Stephanie mentioned, I am a garment sewer, and I'm, of course, wearing a Benartex fabric right now. And I enjoy creating and manipulating fabric to create my fashionable wardrobe. I am delving into quilting, so I am so excited to be amongst all these amazing quilters here on the panel and all of you in the audience. I have a quick video that I would just like to show, if that's okay, Stephanie, if I can share my screen. And I'm going to click share. Give me 1 second. sorry. I had it all figured out, and then it just, okay, give me 1 minute. Right. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, sure. Can you see that? Yes? I can't see anybody, so hopefully you can see
I
it.
can see that you're in share screen mode, but nothing's playing.
Oh no, do you see it now?
There it is.
Okay, perfect. So, of course, you all saw the fabric preview, which was great. So, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the inspiration and some things that I think that I will definitely be doing. I received my fabric earlier last week, so, and I was out of town, so I plan on making everything in the next week, and then you guys will see it on Benartex social media. But there's so many gift ideas that you can do in using the fabric, and some of the ones that I've already seen were to do a nice skirt, a pleated skirt for those of you who are garment sewers. I plan on making pajama pants as gifts for the family, really cute headbands for other friends, and bow ties and little bows so that they can be festive and celebrate the holiday spirit. But of course, I love an ugly Christmas sweater, but this fabric is definitely not giving ugly. It's giving very beautiful and elegant. So we're going to make a elegant, elevated Christmas outfit, and you can see my inspiration to the right with the blazer and skirt. And then for those of you who are not garment sewers, these are some ideas that you can do. I do plan on making some fun teddy bears to give as gifts, as well as really nice gift bags to put any spirited beverages for friends and family in it. And then also mixing the prints. I know as quilters, you all love mixing prints, and that's one thing that amazes me, how you're able to mix the prints together to create your beautiful quilts. So I plan on doing the same with the things that I plan on making, from the skirts to the jacket, and then also with mixing the prints with the teddy bears. I just wanted to let you all know where you can find me at That's So Monica. I also host, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I also host monthly in-person meetups called Project Sew, where you can come and sew. This is for those who quilt, those who sew, anything you want to do. And then I also am a proud owner, co-owner of Sorority Wear, which is a fun sewing apparel company, which we get to wear apparel that represents the love that we have for sewing. I'm gonna stop sharing now. Okay. So with the fabrics, as you can see here and behind me, I am really excited. I'm going to tell you the two that are my top favorite ones that I can see. So when I showed you the skirt and the blazer, I definitely plan on using this one to showcase and it's right here to make an entire outfit for that. I think that this one is going to be so beautiful with the blazer, a skirt, and maybe even possibly a whole pants look. I think I'm going to be stylish at the holiday parties. And then this one, I can definitely see mixing the two prints together to create a really nice blouse. And I really love the fabrics that have the sayings, the different words, from merry, happy season, festive, season's greetings, happy holidays. And I definitely plan on using those to create a really nice bow tie blouse. So I'm going to be screaming Christmas and all the good things about that season. My birthday is also in December, so you all know Christmas, July and Christmas. I'm excited. So I'm excited for you all to get the fabrics. Please definitely get the holiday tidings. And yeah, thank you. You can see my excitement.
It is absolutely infectious, Monica. Thank you so much. As you were talking about the different things you're going to make, I was watching the panelists and we're all nodding our head like, yes, I cannot wait to see you wearing that outfit.
Yes, yes. Oh, and I went so fast. I didn't talk about some of the other things that you can do besides, like someone mentioned a notebook, definitely the notebooks, slippers, and also your table runner. So I plan on posting a really nice holiday dinner and using some of the fabric to make my napkins and table runner and scape. So not only will I be the star coming down the staircase, but the table will also be. So don't forget your tables.
Everything will coordinate beautifully, and I cannot wait to see the pictures. All right, so we're going to move on at this point We did see that there were some issues with the poll. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the poll again quickly so that any of you that did not have a chance to answer it the first time can do so now. So the poll is up, and we're going to go ahead and leave that up for a little bit. And then while that's up, I am going to start getting ready for our Q&A session, if I can get my mouse to work. So I'm going to bring up the Q&As. We'll leave the poll up while we start with the Q&As. So let me look through these here. So Maude, there was a question about the dress pattern and asking if there's the ability to lengthen and narrow the waist on that pattern.
Okay, so the sizes are from size 2 all the way up to 34. So I would think that you'd be able to find your size within those parameters. It is, I wouldn't say your typical sizing. Like I'm more of a size large or size 12, sometimes 14. But in this particular pattern for charm patterns, I'm a 10. So go, do the measuring, do all the things. You might be able to find your size. And like I said, you're able to mix the sizing of the bodice to the gathered skirt. I mean, if it's smaller, you're going to have more gathering. If it's larger, you're just going to have less gathering. That's really the only difference. And sorry, what was the other part of the question?
To lengthen and narrow the waist.
I'm sure that you could lengthen it, no problem. You just need more fabric. Yeah.
More fabric is never a bad thing.
Right.
Okay, and the next question we have is actually for Siobhan. Do you offer, she's one of our viewers is a bit intimidated to use flannel. And is this particular pattern beginner friendly so that they can get a comfortable start working with our flannels?
This pattern is definitely beginner friendly. Everything with the exception of the inner border is at least 3.5 inches. So you have a nice width to work with. And I will say, let me pull it up. When you're cutting the flannel, and let me actually get one of the sides that's cut. When you're cutting the flannel and using the rotary cutter, you want to make sure that you replace the blade before you start, because the flannel is that little bit thicker, and having that fresh, sharp blade is going to make a huge difference.
That's a great tip. Thanks, Siobhan. Okay, and let me find another question. Several of you asked about the polls. Thank you for letting us know that there was an issue with the polls, and that's why we put it up a second time. Oh, Debbie, a question about the brown fabric that you used for the trunk of the tree. Can you tell us the name of that fabric line again?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Equinox, which are the blenders that Benartex has, and that color is called bronze. And it's a perfect color with Jackie's collection. Equinox.
And it is a perfect tree color. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's over 30 colors in that collection. So,
oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
And Debbie has them all.
I have them all.
Let's see. Oh, and we have a question on more information on the T-wallet pattern, please. Jessica, could you give us the location of that pattern again, please?
Yeah, so it's on my website, jessicaquilter.com. And I also sell it on my Etsy account under Jessica Quilter. And I just do PDFs, so they're nice and easy, quick download. And you can always email me at jessicaquilter@gmail.com and message me on Instagram if you have questions and need help getting it or something like that.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Jessica. Reese, could you go tell us your website again? There was someone that wanted to write it down and missed it.
Oh, that's okay. My website is hurricanereesquiltystitches.com. And for the little quick tutorials, that's on my YouTube channel, which is Hurricane Reese Quilty Stitches. And I'm on Instagram at Hurricane Reese Quilty Stitches as well. And the pattern is it's free YouTube shorts tutorials. And I also have some uploaded on my Instagram channel as well.
Great. Thank you so much. And another great resource for all of you is our website. So all of our ambassadors, there's their picture and information about all of our ambassadors on our website. And there are also links to our ambassadors' websites there. So if you missed the link, go to our website and you can find a link to any of our ambassadors' websites on ours. Let's see. Find another question. Linda, you asked about the patterns being available on, yes, these patterns are available on the designer's own website, but we are going to do a blog post on our website with a picture and a little bit of information and direct links to all of our ambassadors' projects. So look for that in the coming weeks. We're putting that together now. And then I know I saw a question for Monica here, but I don't know where it went. I think Monica, your website again?
Yes, it's www.that'ssomonica.com. I am located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think I was able to answer the question in the chat, and you can find me on all. Yeah,
that's
all
why I
social
couldn't
media.
find it. All right. So our website is benartex.com. Very simple. And there you can find all of our fabric collections and so much more. And so at this point, I think we have all the questions answered and we're getting short on time. So I'm going to go ahead and start our closing. I want to first thank all of you for coming to our Christmas in July and more virtual fabric show. And we hope that you have enjoyed seeing all of the fabrics and the projects and hearing from our amazingly talented social stars. Be sure to ask at your local quilt shops about the collections that you fell in love with, and we absolutely cannot wait to see what you all create. I'd like to announce the winner of our giveaway for this session. Congratulations to Jean Serber. You are our winner, and we will reach out to you via email to get your mailing address so we can send you a fun, fabulous prize. And if you enjoyed this fun-filled webinar, be sure to tune into our next one, which is Swatch and Learn on July 31st. It's a 1-hour show exclusively for our Fat Quarterly subscribers, where we talk about the latest issue and share tips and tricks to create the projects that are featured inside. Our special guest will be fabric designer Rachel Rossi, and you can find out lots more information about our Fat Quarterly and the Swatch and Learns on our website. So thank you all again for joining us. Thanks to all of my amazingly talented ambassadors. I'm going to give them all a quick chance to say goodbye, and then we'll wrap up this session. Go ahead, everybody. Don't jump in at once.
Bye. Happy sewing to whatever you decide
Bye,
to say.
everyone.
Keep creative and stay cool, friends.
Bye. Stay fabulous and can't wait to see what you all make with your Benartex fabrics.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining us. Our next session will be starting very soon in about 15 minutes, so we'll see you there.